Hello, my name is Zombie Zero. Welcome back to Phoenix Wright, Trials and Tribulations. In the previous session, well, a number of things happened, but the gist of it is we went, the gist of it is murder happened up here in the mountains while Wright was investigating a certain sketchy face that seemed familiar to him. Murder happened. Phoenix has been injured during a murder that happened, and we are playing as Miles Edgeworth, Phoenix's frenemy in the court. But now we're being asked to represent Sister Iris, who may not be who it seemed, but yeah. Also, not seen him. Terrible. Asme at least was kind enough to note things down, but we started to talk to Larry about his psych logs, and we left off with the interesting place to stop. I also didn't think it'd be gone for like a week and change, but here we are. We left off with having to go to this Heavenly Hall, which is likely not Heavenly or a hall. It may be a squatter's quarter, who knows, but that's where we're heading off to. Yeah, not what I expected. Oh, not much of a view down here, huh? You can't see Iris, she's probably being questioned by the police, so we'll see Iris later, who is definitely not who they seem. I'll just leave it at that again. No better than the view from my apartment now. Someone's here. Hide yourself, detective. Why does this always happen? Whenever I find a girl I like, they always run away. If I chase one of them to Japan, next is going to prison, I guess. I'll say I take this wallet, I'll give it locked up for sure. Laurice, please, I guess in this case. Nah, can't do that to someone who looks like he's down on his luck. He's just talking to himself. But has something in common. Shh, be quiet and listen. I knew it. Should have done that. I blew it again. Done that? What did he do, I wonder? Ew, about what you said. I got an objection. What the? Edgy? Dirty rat. Gumshoe, you oaf. I'm sorry, sir. Before I knew it, I shouted out objection. And the documentary voice too. I even pointed him with my pointer finger. You've watched too many trials. I'm sorry. Okay, Larry, the jig is up. You gotta say for yourself. Well, before I do this, I imagine this is probably where Larry's been staying at, if I were to guess. He's been in too many of Phoenix's trials. This honestly checks out. This festive looking ornament. Reminds me of our class in Jerry School. We used to have a lot of fun with decorating the class of origami, remember? Well, oh yeah, you were never any good at it. Really? Yeah, this guy was so bad he couldn't even fold a doll with that little crane. Everyone tried to comfort him, but he would just sit there sobbing. Really? Really? quiet already. Don't forget the shield that day. What a crane! I can make a perfect quarter-inch crane without a single flaw. You know, Angie. Nothing for nothing, but a quarter-inch crane without a single flaw is not easy. And that's quite a feat, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Exactly why I hate childhood friends. There aren't any clues here. That's a horrible graffiti problem you got there, pal. You don't know anything, detective. This is art. You and Bud should hang out. Honestly, you two would probably get along pretty well. Based on what we've seen of the Buds throughout the past few games. You know, you both try to go for the girl and the girl stay down, and yeah, you both get rejected. It's an expression of bittersweet love for Iris. Larry, don't tell between graffiti and true art is. It's how the artist himself defines it, right? I should have seen that one coming. Well, if that's the case, then all my friends are masterpieces too, pal. The star roof is totally covered with freshly fallen powdery stone. Oh, it's a nice image, doesn't it? I always did like the rustic look. Beverly Hall? Suppose an appropriate name in some sense. Got that right. Look at that bridge up there. Place has to be heaven, because that thing is hell. You would do well to remember, Larry, that this is a sacred place to some people. It's a little far, but I have a pretty good view of Dusky Bridge from here. I still can't believe it, really. What is it, Larry? Nothing. It's nothing. Sounds pretty suspicious to me. Like what that statement smells, and, well, you know what they say. This is the Eagle River, sir. It runs pretty fast, so it didn't ice over even in the winter. Well, if it had iced over, Wright would have been in some serious trouble. Right about that. If we had landed on ice, he would have landed on ice and sit downstream to who knows where. Not exactly what I meant, but alright. What is this little shack anyway? Well, I discovered it myself yesterday. Why were you down here in the first place? Come on, I'm an artist. I was looking for a good place to sketch. This is a great little place. It's artistic. It's quiet, it's cold, it's got no power, and it looks like it's about to collapse. Sounds like a lot like my apartment there, pal. Oh, one thing's for sure, no one's likely to show up and disturb you here. So, can I give you something to drink? Some hot water, maybe? It's getting all buddy-buddy on us, sir. Now listen to me, Angie. You gotta do this. You've gotta save Iris. Right? So sure she's innocent. Because she's cute. Watch your mouth. Anyway, I made up my mind about it. I'm gonna marry this girl. Dot dot dot. Mr. Edwards is saying he didn't hear you, so I'm gonna ask for him. Have you already asked this girl to marry you? No, not yet. I could tell how she feels by the look in her eyes. she's got this, I really want this man to carry me over the threshold, look. I'm sure Nick will be surprised. You ever imagine I could marry such a beautiful girl like that? Something tells me he would be shocked indeed. That's why I didn't want her to do anything dangerous. I mean, what am I gonna do if she gets hurt? ... This guy's trying to say, lost me a bottle, mail it back. Hey, Ezra, look at mine then. We really want to know the answer to that. I had to drag him onto the witness stand. I mean, I would also say happy Pride regardless, since we're still have a few days of that left. Gotta take it, but you still haven't answered my question. Where were you and what were you doing last night? And everything else to talk about. Yeah, so you'll never be a ladies' man like me. ... Okay, chill out with those scary eyes. I got it. You really want to know, last night, I saw something incredible. Something incredible? Yeah, but let's not talk about that now. About the good old days, what do you say? Come on, I'll pour you a nice cup of hot water. Why hasn't he realized that I absolutely despise talking about the good old days, especially with him? Okay. Well, at least I'm trying to... I'm hitting two birds with one stone pretty much, because I came to explore this place and I came to solve this Wakatama business. That being said, for about a week and change, I'm probably gonna mess something up along the way, but we'll wing it. Alright, now you're gonna tell me what you really saw last night. Oh, you're really upset, aren't you, Edgy? Okay, I'll talk. It's a bit too easy. Yeah, anyway, it was awesome. I've never seen anything like it. At around 10 o'clock last night, it started thundering. I've been sleeping, I'm not sure how long. It sounded like Zing. The road in front of me went white. I could just stop in the face of my old girlfriend, Naomi. And then it was on fire. The bridge was on fire. Dusky bridge caught on fire, and you're saying you saw with your own eyes? I mean, the evil eye, I'm telling the truth. Wait, there's still Cyclops remaining. That means he's still trying to hide something. By the way, Larry, where were you when you saw that happen? What do you mean? Alright, so I got stuck on because didn't have clues, but I can eat something. Take that. This is the map of the area. Take a look around the vicinity of Hazakura Temple. What am I looking for? I think that should be fairly obvious. The main hall is surrounded by trees and it's possible to see the bridge from here. Why didn't you tell me before? Well, how about it? How about what? Do you feel like talking now? About what? Like it won't be easy after all. Alright, you leave me the choice, I'll have to go on to the next step. You were in your room at the temple, so then where were you? You don't know that I was in my room. So where was Larry and why was he there? To read the situation up to this point correctly, the answer is fairly obvious. Very well then, let's test my theory. The place he went is lightning being struck. Here. The place he saw a lightning strike from was naturally Heavenly Hall. Why would it be hanging out in this old shack? It's freezing cold and there's no electricity. It could fall apart any minute. Larry, how do you know that anyway? How do you know there's no electricity? After all, it's not that dark yet. Oh. In other words, you just provide evidence to prove my own theory. Theory that you've at least once in your life visited Heavenly Hall after sunset. I have to admit I'm impressed, Edgy. You're in a totally different league from Nick. Oh, that's nice. Now tell me. What were you doing at this cold little shack last night? It's what you might call a fair decor. I think you mean a fair decor. Could it be you were waiting for someone? Oh no. You really are one scary guy, you know. I believe that last night you were waiting for this person to come meet you. Yeah, it definitely has to be... Take that. There's only one person you wait for in a horrible place like this, Larry. I told you before, don't call me Larry. The person you're waiting for was this. Waiting for was Iris. Suddenly I feel all cold all over, Edgy. No doubt because of my chilly glare. So you think I got the hots for Sister Iris, huh? You have any kind of evidence? You got something that proves I was waiting for her? Or are you just guessing? I swear I draw the line to end this ridiculous little game. Has to be this one, right? Take that. Well, it's your evidence. You call her to the spot with a pathetic blackmail letter. Hey, give that back. You're embarrassing me. What are you doing with that anyway? It's not important. I misjudged you, Larry. What do you mean? Taking advantage of a fool? Woo-woo. I mean, a woman's frailty like that. You should be ashamed of yourself. Oh. First of all, what's this on the top of the letter? Is this salutation there? Here? Well, that's what it said in that book, Letter Ready for Dummies. That's actually supposed to write that. This is where you're supposed to write, Dear Iris. So sorry. I feel like my intro has gone faster while I'm gone, but again, we'll just wing it. It sounds off to me, but that's just me. So you were here in Heavenly Hall last night, weren't you, Larry? And you saw the lightning hit Dusky Bridge, didn't you? Sorry, Edgy. Sorry, that kind of scumbag threatening a young lady like that. Yep. Wait, hold up. What now, pal? What are you talking about? What threatening stuff? Tell you what, he's trying to scare Iris with threatening to expose her secret, pal. What do you mean threaten? What did I threaten her? Unless you want your secret to be exposed, in quotes. Sure sounds like a threat to me, pal. Blackmail, in fact. Give me a break, it's a love letter. Have you ever been in love? What did you just say? My love for her burns so hotly it can melt all the snow in this mountain. Oh, then what is this secret you mentioned? Come on, Edgy, don't you get it? I'm talking about the secret love between her and me. Obviously, she would want to know. She wouldn't want old lady Bikini to know about it, right? About our hot and sour, bittersweet love affair. All right, why did you send a love letter in this business like vanilla envelope? Frank, it's not my fault I didn't have any other envelopes. Jeesh. Why are you so quick to apologize, pal? Could educate me that scary look of his? He did the same with Sai. And then Raoul went to jail to get interrogated by Sai. I don't think that counts as a date, though. In my words, so. But sure. What's wrong, Edgy? Why are you so quiet all of a sudden? That's it. That's what all those huge locks were about. Just sound why you're so defensive. Well, I don't know either. I guess the thing is, you shouldn't expect too much from a guy like me. Come on, don't let it get you down. But, Mr. Edgeworth, this guy's still hiding something, I know it. What do you mean, detective? Figure what this guy just said just a minute ago. Oh, he's right. Larry. Hey, you're looking at me like a hungry dog just found a bone. What was this something incredible you saw last night? You're gonna tell me, Larry, one way or another. I already told you, didn't I? I saw lightning strike Dusky Bridge. Yes, and I believe it was an incredible sight, so... Now that I think about it, something doesn't quite ring true. What doesn't? I thought it was a story your heart wouldn't have had all these locks. And therefore, Larry, do you believe you saw something last night? Something more incredible than lightning? What? When? Where? How? And why? What do you think you're doing? Got anything from Mr. Edgeworth? I'll arrest you on the spot, pal. Ah, great, more locks. What's wrong, sir? Does this mean I have to do it all over again? Are you glaring at me like I'm about to I'm next to be hit by a bolt of lightning? Just about had it with this Harlequin. I really want to drag the truth out of him. I'll just have to drag him to the witness stand. To be continued in a few seconds. For a second there, I thought I was gonna have to do the song dance again. I will gladly take that. Stream over. It also is pretty much on par with how I expected at least one of these sessions to go, where immediate end to the 2x portion of the game, but no. Funny I was that close to it, but that stream I was pretty overtime to begin with, so. February 9th, 9:47 AM, District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 1. Oh my, Sir Lawrence feels that way about me? Apparently, he isn't aware of her real secret at all. This is no time to be embarrassed. I'm sorry. I'm just hardly accustomed to this sort of thing. Or not, in any case. Whether it was that he saw you on the night of the incident. Mark my words, I will drag it out of him. Does that mean Mr. Larice is the witness today? No. I believe that none will be the first to take the stand. Sister Bikini? She claims to have seen you the very instant in which you carried out the crime. I just want to ask you one last time. It really wasn't you who killed Miss Elise Duexum, correct? ... That's correct, it wasn't me. Very well then. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes? You're a prosecutor, aren't you? Are you sure about this? If your true identity is revealed... Don't worry, I've made the necessary arrangements. I see. Iris. It's a prosecutor's job to doubt people. But right now, I'm a defense attorney. A defense attorney's job is to believe in people, and to believe until the bitter end. That's what my friend told me once. Mr. Edgeworth? Simply ask that you watch and decide for yourself whether or not I'm fit to do the job I've been entrusted. Very well, sir. I leave my defense in your capable hands. I guess my question is, who's the prosecutor going to be if it's on the off chance that it's not Godot? Because I remember him saying that there was that he did pull strings, but I'm curious. Anyway, February 9th, 10 a.m. District Court for number 7. Alright, this is also not Uji, but the Uji I did the voice for the last episode. Canadian Uji, I think. Which is on session for the trial of Sister Iris of Hazakura Temple. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The defense does indeed appear to be ready. However, the same can be said for the prosecution in this case. Indeed. I'm not sure I like such a blatant waste of the court's time. If the prosecutor chair can only mean the prosecutor has no confidence in your ability to prove the case. It was seen as cases were over before I had a chance to begin. Ready to announce my verdict at this time. The court finds the defendant.
Objection!
Oh, it's her. Oh, answer my question.
I'm in danger!
We may not be in danger in this case, because Mr. Wright's not here to get whipped in the face by her. Prosecution stands ready. And you are? Franziska von Karma, prosecuting prodigy. Von Karma, you say? Or chance you wouldn't be of any relation to the legendary prosecutor Manfred von Karma? Legends are a thing of the past. I'm a von Karma, that is all. On a special request, I flew to his aid for the purposes of prosecuting this case. Did? Must be quite a big shot, eh? By the way, Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. I'm almost certain I've seen you somewhere before, or am I just imagining things? You look very much like a prosecutor I met once. I believe you're imagining things, Your Honor. Ms. von Karma, do you have anything to say? There's no such weakling as this man among those in the prosecutor's office. That isn't? But I'm sure there wasn't a... I told you, there is no such weakling. What is that, a whip? I'm not sure I care for such a thing in my courtroom. May I remove that whip at... Hold it. I have no objection to the whip. You don't. The prosecution can wield a whip or drink 17 cups of coffee. But there is still only one truth. That's what I stand here to prove today. This promises to be interesting, Miles Edgeworth. I had expected to face Phoenix Wright here today. But looking at you now, maybe this is what I've been waiting for all this time. Miles Edgeworth, I'll now let this chance to crush you slip through my fingers. And I see you brought your flair for the histrionic. Allow me to add to the things I'm not sure about. People acting bizarrely in my court. Stage is set. Now continue with your proceedings, Your Honor. Fair now, Miss Von Karma, please give an outline in this case. With as little whipping as possible. That's assault. I mean, if you've seen all the bizarre stuff if you've been a part of any of the bizarre stuff in the past 3 games, this is tame, actually. Better than getting eaten in the face with coffee at the very least. Now, Francesca and Phoenix have met multiple times in the second game. She was. Except at the end, which I will not spoil for reasons. The murder victim is a famed picture book art to Miss Elise Duaxum. Her body was found in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. She had been stabbed to the torso by a ceremonious sword from a golden statue. So, the story in this picture is the weapon in question, correct? Fair enough, the court accepts this photo of the crime scene. There is no mistake, this was the doing of Sister Iris. After all, there is a witness to her crime. Fair enough. Please bring this witness to the stand. So it begins. My first and last trial as a defense attorney. It is bizarre in so many different ways. Also, just Edward being the defense attorney in the first place. There's like so many. There's so many that's not legal in the first place, but again, sure. Witness, state your name and occupation, please. Hold on, and I'm not sure about this. I'm not sure about being not sure if I care for this at all. Witness, please stand up nice and straight. Well, if I recall correctly, there are a few milk crates in the defense stall before our back pain plagued the witness. Bailiff, fetch a crate for the poor lady, please. Also, please tell me sorry about got that. Oh no, never mind. I thought for a second. My bad. Answer, dude. Bikini was made short to save on memory on the original Game Boy Advance game cartridge after a miscalculation regarding the size of all the game assets. Yeah, more you know. Little old me? Well, I'm the head nun of Hazakura Temple in Eagle Mountain. My name's Bikini. You got it? Bikini. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. I mean, everyone. But you don't appear to be wearing a bikini right now. The courtroom is the garden of holy judgment. Those that led here in the heart should leave the sanctuary at once. You want me to leave? I get a bikinis in a twist, let me tell you. I'm a sight to behold in summer. In any case, witness, I hear you saw the crime take place on the night in question. That's right. I can still hardly believe it myself, to be honest. There's no way my dear little Iris could do anything like that. Let us hear what you have to say then. First, tell us about your own moves that night, eh? The night of the murder. Well, the night I was helping an acolyte with her training in the inner temple, but... well, as you can see, my back likes to act up violently. So I left Iris to help the acolyte and returned to the Hazakura temple. There's no bath for the inner temple, you see, and I needed a long hot soak. It was after I finished, just as I was heading back, that's when I saw it. So the simple coincidence you found yourself returning to Hazakura temple? Yes, you could say that. My back hadn't been in so much pain, I would say in the inner temple. Sounds like a pretty important statement you just said. There's only one problem with the testimony I can see. You're not about to fall at the first hurdle, now are you, Miles Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth, please begin your cross-examination. Right, well, when in doubt, press, so... what is this inner temple? Well, see, conversing with the spirits is what we train people to do, right? We'll be the ones asking you the questions, ma'am. But, in order to do that, it's place strong spiritual powers is required. There's a small temple across Dusky Bridge called the Inner Temple. The acolytes must spend an entire night there and go intense training. How exactly do you help with this process? It's not quite exacting. It can't be performed without enough supervising. Like a tutor waiting to make sure exposed child studies. A tutor with a whip in your case. Well, if that's the case, why'd you return to Hazakura Temple where the murder took place? Violently? That's right. It's no laughing matter, especially in winter. You can't hold anything heavier than a knife and fork during the cold months. Being alive is like strict training. On the night of the murder, was this fabulous back you were hurting again? That's right. Raging like a bull in a pig pen. I almost fainted once or twice. I just knew that unless I warmed it up, it was gonna finally finish me off. You left Iris out? With what? What do you think? The acolyte's training, of course. It was just past 10 PM, so we're starting to enter into the training exercises proper. Wasn't it your place to remain with the disciple? Well, the job is simply to watch over the acolytes so that they'll pass away. Just to confirm this point again, that night, you met Iris in the inner temple, correct? Yes, she's a gentle, honest girl. She never once failed to follow my directions. So you return to Hazakura Temple in order to take a bath? My back is to blame for everything. It's a do or be done in what kind of world after all? Well, how long were you in the bath for, if you don't mind me asking? My, what a filthy little rogue you are. I know what's in your mind. Question mark. I bet your next question is gonna be...
Yo?
Ayo. I bet your next question is gonna be where exactly did you watch? This is why we have to watch the young ones. What are you... Ow. Pathetic Miles Edgeworth. The lowest of the low. I'm sort of kick me science stuck with the defense's bench. Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, I couldn't afford to be away from the post too long, you understand, so... The crime took place in the courtyard, correct? When you go from my room to the main hall, you have to take a winding hallway from which you can see the courtyard. That's right. In other words, it was pure coincidence to witness some crime taking place before our eyes. There's no complicated setup in this case. That certainly seems to be true. There's indeed only one problem with this testimony. I can clearly point out what this is, and it could begin to quantify. Just how good this witness's memory and observation skills are. Okay. It's easy to explain, but at the same time, I want to say at least 9 or 10 days at this point, but look at efforts again. Slightly less magical stick, murder weapon. The scroll we saw at the inner temple, I believe. That was before everything went wrong. Map of the area. The weather reports. That's... No, it's not that. What was the entire contest again? Yep, no, I meant to present, not eat evidence. Objection. Well, witnesses have to undergo their own trials, I'm afraid. The defense's fate rests on their powers of observation and memory, after all. Well, don't worry. I'm running up to the task. I'm a woman of faith, after all, the head honcho of Hazakura's temple. Well, in that case, Miss Honcho, I'd like you to explain something for me. The discrepancy between your testimony and that of the defendant, Iris. She claims that after ringing that lights out bell, she went back and stayed in her room. Which means she did not go to the inner temple at all. No, she said that. A defendant or a witness? Who's more likely to lie, do you suppose? The defendant simply lying to cover her back. Objection. But that's completely illogical. The murder was committed in the courtyard of Hazakura Temple. Claiming that she went to the inner temple would have made for a much better alibi. That is odd. Whatever the reason, I can't believe that she would lie. She does indeed have honest eyes. All people lie. That is my belief. Why am I the only one being whipped in here? Anyway, neither the witness nor the defense have any reason to lie. Which means we must call their memory into question. Yeah, dear. You're older than me, yet you want to play that game, do you? Well, it isn't exactly what I was. My memory is perfect, crystal clear, especially in winter. Then I suppose it's too early to end this cross-examination, eh? Miss Senator, if you're gonna question the memory of this witness, you'll need to show me a more decisive piece of evidence. Understood, Your Honor. I was need to think that alone would do the trick. And please add your comments about boot errors to the testimony. This returns to the cross-examination. Errors came to their temple. What's usually add? Oh. Paris came to the inner temple. She was dressed exactly as she had been. I already have the inconsistency in my pocket. Objection. I haven't been away for that long, apparently. Witness, let me get one thing straight. The defendant whom you claim to have met, she was wearing this demon warding hood, correct? Of course. It's a very important piece of clothing, I'll have you know. Wait a minute.
Objection!
Hold it right there. What do you have? Why do you have that? That's the question of the day now, isn't it, Miss Von Karma? I'll have you know that this hood was given to someone as a gift that night. Where the lights out bell was rung. And Nani? You know where I'm going with this, don't you? If the witness had seen the defendant as she claims, then the iris she saw would have been missing this very hood. Well. It's not a bad feeling at all, exposing contradictions like this. Now I understand a happy look on Bright's face every time he does it. Order, court out. Sister. This hood. You have spare ones around the temple, don't you? Spares? Well, I do tend to make too many of them. I see. A stockpile at surplus of hoods, eh? Each nun is only given one hood. This should be the only hood that I ever owned. This is quite strange. If there was a surplus of hoods, then she could have worn one of those. There is no contradiction here. Sorry to break to you, Miss Von Karma, but you won't get away that easily. Tribulations such as these will sow seeds in any human heart. The seeds of doubt. Witness, while I don't wish to call your testimony to doubt, you must give every detail with precision. I'm not sure I'm comfortable going along with this. Sister, you shall continue your testimony. Tell us what you saw after you finished your bath on your way back to the temple. Those seeds of doubt are sprouting in the judge's heart. They just need a little bit more simulation to bear fruit. Contradictory simulation. After my bath. I finished my bath around 11 and I thought I should return to their temple. As I was walking back, I heard a noise from the courtyard and took a look, and Iris's Mystic Elise, and with that sword of all things. Mystic Elise was seen in the courtroom, which faces out into the courtyard. The stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was pushed out of her window.
See this? This is my boomstick!
Or like a boom sword, but sure. Saw such a terrible sight, didn't you? If I was in your place, though it would be much more like Miss Cromwell would be judged for into in court. And me seeing it all from this very chair. Something like that. This judge. His imagination is about as vivid and creative as Gumshoe. I would look the fool if I commented on such foolishness. Anyway, this case is mine, Miles Edgeworth. Aaron by the full name. You do something about that habit of yours. Right. How far is it from your room to the temple? Let me take a moment. About 20 minutes on these stumps of mine. It's about 15 minutes to Dusky Bridge from Hazakura Temple. The other temple is just beyond the bridge. Still, you never made it back to that night, did you? That's right. I was heading along the walkway toward the main hall. You'd say you heard a noise. No, just like that. That could only be the sound of the victim falling. It's very quiet in the temple, you know. You even hear the snow falling from the branches. Dumb, just like that. But then, could this noise you've heard have been snow falling to the ground? I never thought of that. Ho ho ho. Yow. The next one on the left gets a whipping. Well, whenever the source of the sound, I looked over the courtyard and... The second time I heard that the witnesses testified to seeing the defendant. But doubt remains in those claims. Just what does that mean? Just because you're a good-looking young man doesn't give you the right to... The murderer who stabbed the victim with a sword. Sister Bikini, trying to recall clearly who it is he saw as clearly as he can. Well, you're a handsome young man, so I forgive you. Oh, now that you mention it, there was something awfully strange about her. Something that's been bugging me all this time. Please don't keep us in suspense. Her hood. Her hood. That's right, it's coming back to me. Iris, she wasn't wearing her hood. I thought something was out of place, but it all makes sense now, doesn't it? After all, she'd given that hood away to someone, right? You dug your own grave, Miles Edgeworth. But the same as Edgeworth is testimony important. Yes. This may essentially appear to put me at a disadvantage. Can't see any other leads at the moment. Your Honor, I would like these new test statements to be added to the testimony. Miles Edgeworth. If you want to hang yourself, you'll need the axe. I'll gladly lend you my whip. Witness, add that statement to your testimony. No problem. No problem.
Hold it!
You're sure about that? Yes, after all, we always wear the same clothes. I don't mean we're poor, you understand? It's our style. Yeah, that's it. Well, there's absolutely no need to explain yourself. Anyway, she looked different from normal, so that really stuck out. Like me holding a whip pet puppy instead of my whip. Well, at least it might bite you and not someone else. Iris didn't have her hood on, I'm sure of it. Very well. No, please tell us about the victim, eh? The room the victim was staying in overlooked the courtyard, correct? Which means the victim's room was on the second floor? No, Hazakura Temple is a single-story building. The building itself slopes downward, which elevates the main gate side of the temple and the guest rooms in the back to about the height of a two-story building. I see, and the victim was staying in one of those elevated rooms, correct? I should have known. I'm the one who carried her things to her room after all.
Hold it!
Makes you so sure of all this? It's just like I told you earlier. I heard a noise from the courtyard, okay? Yeah, just like that. You're one smart sister, I'll give you that. Also, your report states that the victim's body was covered in bruises, indicating a fall from around 10 feet in height. Okay, she needs more than one milk crate apparently. Your face of witness was not mistaken then. Yep, I'm right, it's a pretty face, especially in winter. I'm a woman of faith after all, the head honcho of Hazakura Temple. There's only two of them working there. What's wrong, Miles Edgeworth? No snappy comeback remark. Doesn't feel like she's lying. Very powerful testimony, too. She claims to have seen an incident in which the defendant stabbed the victim. Only two things I could believe in right now. My client Iris is my own abilities as a defense attorney. Okay, so that's the important bit. Let me test something first. Oh, of course it's that obvious then, I guess I was wrong. I was gonna say, of course it's that obvious that I would have to check it first, totally. I mean, objection. Impressive logic, that's what I like to say anyway. Oh, please do. My brain is something else, especially in winter. However, I think you're overlooking one thing. Miss Von Karma, would you be so kind to take another look at the autopsy report? The autopsy report. While the victim did fall from a height of 10 feet. However, this fall was after she was killed. That's right, it says after death right there. Seeing the witness claims is seen as contradictory. If the defense stabbed and killed the victim here and there in the courtyard, then how did the victim then How then did the victim go on to take a 10-foot fall? Order. The victim was killed and then fell. If that is the case, then the victim must have been killed in the room. Don't you agree? That is a logical conclusion. Yes, that's right. The victim must have been stabbed by the defendant in her own room. And then she was drawn out the window down to the courtyard below. Objection. Were there any signs of struggle in Mr. Jackson's room? She was stabbed with a sword. That would have left a blood trail, wouldn't you agree? Well, Miss Karma, was there any blood? Traces of blood were found in the victim's room. The rapist just found traces of blood to be found in my glorious playoff beard. However, if there's no blood in the room, then I'm sure there's no need for me to go over this, as I'm sure your honors are well aware of when a stab wound produces the most blood. When it produces the most blood? Very little blood is actually lost at the moment of a blade's insertion. If you want to talk about when the most blood will be found, when the most blood will be lost from the body, that would be when the blades were removed. Indeed, with the weapon still in place, it acts like a lid on the wound. It's true. With the weapon still in the body, there wouldn't be much bleeding. Perfectly reasonable line of thinking. We have come to a conclusion then. The victim was thrown out of a window with the sword still in place. This removes all the contradictions. Order. I must admit this is a probable version of events. I expect no less from Francisco von Karma. He locates and takes every control of every vital point. Seems that we need a clear testimony from the witness. Remove all superstition on that part and tell us only the facts, please. Witness, please. Remain standing on the crates. Don't go selling me short now. The way to winter snow has bent me out of shape. Especially my back and my mood. Sister, please give us your testimony. I'll give you a vigorous massage once we're done here. With the whip. Bye-bye. Alright. Probably very short. I'm not sure what the average height would be, but definitely not above average. When I looked across at the scene, the sword was already in place. Thinking about it now, I didn't actually see her stab Mystic Elise. I've never seen so much blood before. That's when I fainted. You can't blame me, can you? When I woke, Mystic Amy was stabbing Mystic Elise through the back. Yeah. That confirms Miss Von Karma's theory. For Karma's strive for nothing but perfection. Putting together such facts is nothing for me. You should know that, Mouse Edgeworth. Perfection is a possibility, Francisco von Karma. I'm here to teach you just that. But the protege of Manfred von Karma and her great granddaughter. So I forget if it's Manfred's daughter or if it's just her great granddaughter. I forget the details, but it's funny still to see both of them on this court. At that time, was the victim bleeding? I was very shocked to be seeing all this, of course. So I'm not entirely sure. But I don't think I saw any blood. Not then. I'm sure you didn't. But was acting as a plug in the wound. In any case, let's be clear on one very important point. Did you actually see the instant in which the victim was stabbed? Think carefully. This is very important. It's hours you're talking about here. I'm thinking for all I'm worth. Now, when I look over, the sword is already in Mystic Elise's body. Might not be inconclusive, but this testimony supports your theory. Victim was stabbed in a courtroom and then dropped into the courtyard. I think this serves a rather well, Miles Edgeworth. So you're saying that you saw the victim's blood? That's right. Some of us patterns on Cyrus too. When the defendant was arrested, she was meditating in her room. And her blood-flecked clothing was neatly folded in the corner. Nani? Your clothes were blood-flecked as well? That seems quite conclusive to me. I have to know. Going back to your previous statement, you said that you saw a little bleeding when the victim was stabbed. Now you say you saw the victim bleeding? Well, I say what I saw. I say that what I saw is what I saw. What did you see? Maybe I didn't see the poor woman get stabbed, but I saw the girl pull the sword out of her, plain as day. Pulling the sword out? Well, it wasn't exactly pulling, it was more like it came out. Witness, you'll add your statements to your testimony. Oh, was that important? More important than you can imagine. Smoothly, you're saying you saw the sword smoothly slide out? That's right. The whole thing happened right next to the ghost statue of Mystic Amy. Mystic Elise was on the ground and Iris was stooped over her. The sword was spurred up to the hilt. When Iris stood up, the sword in her hand just slid out of Mystic Elise's body. It slid out with a gaping wound. Ugh. Goes without saying that if the sword didn't move, then there would be bleeding. Nothing out of place here. Is that really the case? I can't help but feel there's something about the testimony is very out of place. That something which couldn't possibly have happened appeared to have happened. Okay. Objection. Sister Bikini, you are a reliable witness. At least I like to think so. But there are too many contradictions here. What do you mean? You make it sound like as though I'm a liar. But you're a handsome young man, so I'll forgive you. What contradictions are you talking about? In the scene that the witness claims to have seen, the weapon was thrust up to the hilt into the victim. Furthermore, the killer withdrew the weapon smoothly from the body. However, both of these are complete impossibilities. What do you mean, ow? Explain yourself. To start with, do you think it'd be possible to stab someone to the hilt with this? No matter how I look at the defendant, she doesn't appear strong enough for that. It doesn't appear a meaningless dribble. I too may appear to be weak and frail, but I can crush men underneath my heel and make them weep. So should I so choose? The objection stands. And we'll have to a little back I must admit. Objection. This isn't the only issue here. If the sword was truly stabbed into the body up to the hilt, well, just look at all the branches on it. It certainly would have come out smoothly. We also have the problem with the amount of bleeding. It's true that when a blade is left in the body, it acts as a plug of sorts. However, when a weapon is shaped like this, it's an entirely different story. The wound would be too large for the blade to completely stop the bleeding. Objection! It's nothing more than conjecture. In reality, the victim was stabbed with a Shido. Even a weapon of this nature, may still something slide out smoothly, and may still something stop the blood loss. Objection. I'm not finished. There is still one more conclusive contradiction. You still got more? This one is simple. If the sword really was thrust in all the way to the hilt, why is there only blood on the tip of it? If this witness is telling the truth, then there should be blood along the entire length of the sword. Order out! Bravo, Miles Edgeworth. Raising this many contradictions from a single piece of evidence. All the other attorneys I know can manage one, if that. What does it all mean? You've proven contradictions regarding the murder weapon, but having come this far, there can only be one answer. And that is... the weapon used to kill the victim was not the Shido. Nani? A foolish item born from the foolish mind of a foolhardy foolish fool. Let's examine this again. What was it that made us think this sword was a murder weapon? Well... it was because Mystic Amy was holding it. Exactly. However, if you reflect on this, that is the only basis we have to assume such a thing. The impression left by the scene was just too strong. That is what influenced us. It influenced us to believe that Shido was a murder weapon. Order, ow. So maybe the Shido was not the murder weapon. Even if that's the case, it changes nothing, Miles Edgeworth. The sister here saw everything. She started to finish stab the victim with sword-like object. Oh, that's true. Your response, Mr. Edrup? That is so. I would like the prosecution to answer the obvious question it raises. The obvious question? Yes, namely, where did the real murder weapon disappear to? It goes without saying that the police searched the main hall and the surrounding area. Perhaps the prosecution can enlighten us as to if a sword-like object was found. That's... Answer the question, Miss Von Krabbe. No evidence of that kind was found. Another mystery to throw onto the pile. A trial of a murder weapon is a tricky beast. Excuse me, could I say something? I just remembered something, actually. What is it, sister? I was just thinking, it's possible. Just maybe what actually happened was... It was just over there. What exactly going on a boot here? The murder weapon, I mean, maybe. I think I might have known of what the sword was disposed of. You what? Well then. I think we need to hear testimony from you one more time, sister. Possible. What else could this old woman have seen? Location of the weapon. I saw the murder around 11 p.m. and after asking that it be reported, I went out to the main gate. And there I saw tracks. Tracks that indicate that snowmobile has been used. It takes 15 minutes to walk to Dusky Bridge, but less than 5 used one of those. Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back while I was knocked out. Iris couldn't have done that. Iris could have done that. She can't drive a snowmobile after all. In this place, tell us everything you know right away about next time. Well, I'm not in the best of shape with my back and my age, you know. Right. There were indeed snowmobile tracks in front of the main gate, because of course there is. Here's a photograph. A snowmobile, huh? I see. Certainly great. Isn't it interesting theory? Tracks begin in front of the Kazakura Temple and run all the way to Dusky Bridge. That solves your pesky little problem, yes. The Eagle Rose Crater is quite swift, being that it doesn't squeeze over in winter, making it the perfect place to dispose of the murder weapon. Did she really go to the river to dispose of the weapon? Mr. Edgar, for your cross-examination, please.
Hold it!
You're sure about the time? Yes, I was right about it after all. What was that? Because I have a strong sense of responsibility, especially at this time of year. The Agate was being doused in freezing water at the time. Couldn't very well take it easy in the bath all night now, could I? So I that man decided to leave Hazakura Temple. Well, her estimation of the time seems reliable at least. Please continue, sister. I have doubts about this picture. just because of how it's positioned. But sure, we'll play ball. You asked Phoenix Wright to report the crime, correct? Right, the one that troubled me. It seems she's the one who she's the type to hold a grudge. There's on the phone in the main hall, so I sent him to the bridge. Phoenix Wright, he didn't have his cell phone on him. He had forgotten it at home, apparently. What a naive boy as always. Not only do I carry my phone, but I always had my whip in hand too. Anyway, I was really scarce, but it's taking him back. It was taking him a while to get back. So I thought I'd go by the main gate for a spell. As I recall, there was a snowmobile outside the main gate when I visited. That's it. That's the only one we have. It'll run no matter how much snow falls. Now you're certain the snowmobile was there at the main gate when you arrived? Yes, of course. It was parked in front of the main gate. So, she had already gone, discarded her weapon, and returned by the time. I need answers to every possible doubt. The snowmobile in question, was it still warm at that time? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean, eh? What do you mean, Miles Edgeworth? Playing to a slow crowd here. Goes without saying that using the snowmobile will heat its engine. If it was so warm, then it means it was recently used. Oh, I see, I never thought of that. That's right, I overlooked that too. Of course you did. Then answer the question, please, witness. I don't often go around touching hot engines. However, now that you mention it, there wasn't any snow on it. Snow? Yes, for some reason only the snowmobile wasn't covered in snow. There wasn't any snow on it. Curses. It seems highly likely that the killer did use a snowmobile, didn't it? How long does it take to go to Dusky Bridge by snowmobile? I have a hunch. No. I still think it's pointing the wrong way, but sure game. In that case, why didn't you use it yourself? You could have saved yourself some walking. There's a reason for that. Have you got a moment for me to explain? I think that's why the question was asked in the first place. About a month ago, I was trying my beloved little snowmobile happy as can be. I had fetched some water and was heading back when I went and crashed to a tree. Tree right back, wolf and crunch. It's like that, crunch. Bad noise. I haven't been able to find a curse or anything since then. Anyway, the killer must have used it. Well, refresh my memory. How long were you knocked out for? I said somewhere between 10 and 20 minutes. Well, it's possible to get to the bridge and back in 10 minutes using a snowmobile. I have to concede that's more than enough time. Is that all you wish to concede, Miles Edgeworth? Dot dot dot.
Hold it.
Well, it would have been possible time-wise. One element remains out of place here. What would this mystery element be? The killer's reasoning, Your Honor. Why did the killer do all of this? Why go to the Eagle River to dispose of the murder weapon when there are other methods? Too many unanswered questions. Your response, Ms. Von Karma? Turn to me for help over the slightest thing. Why don't you think for yourself once in a while, Your Honor? Unani? Well, she's over it. She's just over the top as always. Anyway. For whatever reason, the factor means that the victim could have done this. Her was disposed of in the river. Another point to me, Miles Edgeworth. Another mystery that feeds to the fire. Was there any reason to go into her with a murder weapon? Luckily, there's surely a problem with his testimony. See to start poking holes in his flawed account. Nah, I was gonna say, I wish it was that simple. What about this one? I can eat the tracks. There we go. Objection. Well, I admit this photograph proves something. It proves that the snowmobile was used on the night of the murder. Finally accepted the inevitable, it seems, Miles Edgeworth. However, if what the witness says is true, then why is there only one set of tracks? You mean? Aristef has a Kura temple, threw the weapon to the river, and then returned. If this was the case, there naturally should be two sets of tracks in the snow. Those from heading out to the bridge and those coming back. You're right. You were forgetting one thing, Miles Edgeworth. ... question mark? On the night of the murder, it was snowing. Tracks leading to the bridge were erased by the snowfall. This removes your precious contradiction now, doesn't it? I see. While she was in the river, the snow stopped, leaving just about the returning tracks in the snow. What do you have to say now, Miles Edgeworth? Sir Flauner Dairy? I'm not buying it. Tracks to the river were covered by snow. What a nice theory. However, Miss Von Karma, that's impossible. Would you care to explain? Why is a root index finger currently pointed in my general direction? Oh yeah, that's right, because there was lightning. I mean, the snow stopped. On the night of the murder, the killer went to and returned from Jusice Bridge. There disposed of the murder weapon. The outgoing tracks were erased by snow. Our circle is Miss Von Karma. I was to present your evidence to the contrary. Yeah, I got it right here. Take that. Witness, tell us again what time it was when you discovered the crime. Like I said, it was around 11. Of course, that means the weapon was thrown away after that time, correct? On that note, let's take a look at this data. It's the weather report of Phoenix Mountain on the night of the murder. Weather report? Snow started to fall at 7 p.m., but it stopped at around 10:50. Therefore, when the sister witnessed a crime at 11 p.m., the snow had already stopped falling. It's impossible for any tracks made after that time to have been covered up. Order. Very well then. It looks like Miss Von Karma's claim has been snowed in. It's too soon to be closing this trial due to snow. Val's Edgeworth, how pathetic would be to rely on the weather of all things. Answer me this then. When is a weather report ever correct? You've got it all wrong. This isn't a forecast, this is actual data. Forecast, data, all weather reports have some inaccuracies. It may have still been snowing in the vicinity well past 11 p.m. I'm not sure, we cannot be totally sure, eh? Nani? Where did she pull that off? It had stopped snowing at Hazakura Temple when the murder took place. We need to provide conclusive evidence of this. This far, there's no turning back now. Very well. I too cannot allow any doubt to remain concerning this testimony. You can't back down. You can't back down now, can you? To the perfectionist Miles Edgeworth. Very well then, Mr. Edgeworth. Where is my evidence? I have an idea, I'm not really gonna like that idea, but it's the only idea I could think of. I'm probably wrong with the fact that I need a... It may be a case of the carriage for the course, but I'm pretty sure my evidence is not a where, but a who. Take that. Your response, Miss Von Karma? It's like... Still... Oh. Of course. In my I'll wait the point loss, but in my defense, I was thinking the witness who responsible for the data is the butts, but no. Okay, it's not that. I'm not gonna have a second helping of bittersweet cold. I was thinking maybe it's somewhere in the words now. Okay. A crime photo? Take that. Ultimately, it all comes down to one point. That being, whether or not it was snowing in that courtyard when the victim was stabbed. That's right, but proving that is incredibly easy. If we want to know whether it was snowing or not, this photo will tell us everything. Of course, I'm referring to the photo of the crime scene. As you can see, everything is covered with snow, with just one exception, and that is the victim herself, Miss Elise Exum. Why is there no snow on top of her? The answer is simple. It stopped snowing when she was killed, that's why. Yeah, Astro dude. In other words, if the killer really did go to the Eagle River to dispose of the murder weapon, in this photograph there should be two sets of tracks. Order, just what are you out? What are you suggesting, Miles Edgeworth? To be honest, I'm not entirely sure myself, but this is simply what all the facts point to. That night, someone used a snowmobile to leave Hazakura Temple. From the tracks left, it could be understood that they were heading for Dusky Bridge. At that time, it was still snowing. Of course it was, because those tracks were erased by the snow. Then this person returned to Hazakura Temple. The snow had stopped, and thus the return tracks remained. Can I say something? This all sounds a bit fishy to me. What does, sister? There's only one key for the snowmobile. Furthermore, on the night in question, we know that the defendant had it. The key was found in the room after the murder. Which can only mean that night, Avery sees a snowmobile to go to the inner temple. Avery says she never went there. I should probably press on this point some more when I get the chance. The snowmobile can't cross the suspension bridge. So she must have left on the Hazakura side of the bridge and crossed on foot. That sounds right. But what's odd is, when I left and returned to Hazakura Temple, I didn't see anything near Dusky Bridge. You must have failed to see it, sister. Maybe, but when I made it back to Hazakura Temple, it was there by the main gate. The snowmobile, I mean. I know what I saw, and it was covered in snow too. But that is impossible. Order court. What does it all mean? So then, what was the snowmobile used for? It wasn't taken by the defendant when she went to the other temple. If it had been, then the witness couldn't possibly have seen it at the gate. Furthermore, it wasn't used by the killer to dispose of the murder weapon. If that were the case, there would have been two sets of tracks in this photo. All we know is this. After it stopped snowing, somebody used a snowmobile to return to Hazakura Temple. Never thought a simple snowmobile could cause so much trouble. I think we learned all we can from this witness. Yes, I've nothing more to add. I told you everything that I know. But then that leaves us with the same problem. If only there was someone, a witness who could have testified to have seen the snowmobile. Witness, huh? Was there no one out walking perhaps near Dusky Bridge on the night? I don't think that's likely. It was cold enough to freeze your ears off. Only an idiot would go out wandering in that. Doesn't have something really important to do. That's a shame. Hold on. Something's coming to me. Idiot may well have been gone out wandering on that subarctic night. Your Honor. Actually, there just might be one individual who may be of help to us. Really? You know someone who might have actually seen the snowmobile on the night of the murder? Well, I don't know for sure if he saw it or not. But there are two things about him that do come to mind. Which are... First, that he saw something incredible on the night of the murder. The second being... this individual that I'm thinking of went wandering outside on a cold night. In other words, he's our kind of idiot. Okay, I jumped the gun on the bets, I guess. Also take that. This guy might be a product of Jean-Luc de la Duke's Guide to Obnoxious French Painting. This is Larry Betts, a disciple of the victim, Elise Wexham. Student? Interesting. And why was he wandering about outside the night of the murder? That's, it could tell him all about his designs for Iris. But it may contest his credibility as a witness before I even call him. He is, after all, an artist. He was perhaps searching for something in his snowy scenery that would move him. Although I cannot guarantee that's the reason. So, this unfortunate, unreliable looking man. What exactly was it that he saw? I intend to extract that from him right here in this courtroom. Summoning this youth as a witness immediately. I have no choice, do I? I believe he's in the gallery for this trial. It would not take long to summon him. You know. Larry may have escaped me yesterday. Today I'm gonna get everything out of you. The court's now adjourned for a 20-minute break. It's one comment, please see you to prepare the next witness. I understood, Your Honor. Good. Well then, court is on recess. To be continued in a feature session. I did start late because I had to get stuff done, but when we come back next time in Phoenix Wright, Trials and Tribulations, well, we started with talking to Larry before the trial, and now we get to actually question him in the court of law without psych locks, hopefully. Yeah, we'll see what happens and past that point next time.